right, guys, so I am going to make taco pie. It's super easy to do. All you have to have is a casserole dish. Depending on how big your casserole dish is, you'll need 1 or 2 cans of the sheets of crescent rolls. I've got a pretty big pan here. I make one work. I stretch it so that way our crust isn't too doughy. But if you like a lot of bread, no judgments here. I cooked up last night 2 pounds of hamburger meat and seasoned it like tacos. So just taco seasoning, refried beans, and cheese. I will not use all of this cheese, but again, no judgment. So it's really easy. I'm going to spray this dish real quick, and I will flip this phone around so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to open it didn't pop. Let's see, how many times do I have to smack it on my counter? Only once. All right, so it's tore. It's all right. We'll get it torqued. So you're just going to spread that out in the bottom of your pan. Now, you can, and it stretches pretty good. So any little holes you get, just close up. So see, this is bigger than a 13 by 9. I'm not sure exactly what size this is, but it is bigger than a 13 by 9. And one did well. So if you need to make 2 taco pies, then you may need 2 of these crescent roll sheets. But I think 1 should do you. Like I said, unless you just like it real bready on the bottom. And we won't use, this isn't a 2 crust pie. This is just a 1 crust pie. You could do a 2 crust pie. I don't know. I've never done that before, so I don't know how it would turn out. Try it. Let me know if you so choose to. So there we go. So I'm just going to stretch that. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm just going to take, because this will bubble up, and cut some little holes. I want big holes, but I don't want it to completely puff up, because, you know, crescent rolls are puffy. And I'm going to bake this for a little while in the oven. I'm not going to bake it till it's browned. I want it to still be really light in color, but set, because it'll go back into the oven after we fill it. So I will be back when that's done with that step. All right, so as you can see, it's very, the term's blonde, but it's set. It's not doughy to the touch, and that's how we like it. Now, if you're making this with your kiddos, you can pull this out of the oven and let it cool, so they can help you assemble the rest of the taco pie. Because it's just me doing this, I can work from a hot pan. So while that was cooking, I got my refried beans out of the can, and I just warmed them up in the microwave for like a minute to just make them spreadable. You want the beans to go on first. It protects the dough from getting too greasy, because even though I really strained that hamburger meat, it's still going to carry some. Now, if you don't eat beef, you can of course use whatever you use to make tacos. You can use chicken, you could use whatever you use to make tacos in this. If you wanted to do veggies and use, I don't know. It's a pretty versatile recipe. It's just I've turned tacos into a casserole. So that was just a regular size can of refried beans. Like I said, this is a bigger than 13 by 9 inch pan. And we just spread that in the bottom. And that's done. Now, our family is, we like cheese. So I usually do 2 layers of cheese. 1 layer on top of the beans. And it's not a super thick layer of cheese, but it's cheese. Because, you know, we like cheese. And then I did the same thing with the taco meat. I just kind of warmed it up in the microwave just a second so it wasn't just so cold. Ooh, I don't want that to touch because that's hot. And this was 2 pounds of hamburger meat. I may not use all of this. I will see as I spread this out. And if I don't, no big deal. Somebody's taking tacos to work one day. Or kids can have leftover tacos for lunch, since they are home. Yeah, a little bit more. And so you put the taco meat on top of the beans, which is on top of the crescent roll. Crescent roll beans, cheese, taco meat, and then we will add cheese again. Now, if your family loves peppers, if your family loves onions and all of those things, you can add them to this. Mine, I have picky family members, so we make it pretty plain, and then we dress up our individual piece of taco pie. So that's how we do it at our house. So taco meat's on. Now I do put a thicker layer of cheese on the top because it's the top. And everything in this is cooked. All we're looking to do is to heat it through, make the cheese bubbly and the crust browned around the edges. And that is it. So it doesn't take, it took about 10 minutes for the crust to get to that blind bake stage, that blonde stage. And it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes because this is so big for it to heat all the way through. If you are making a smaller amount, of course you'll have to adjust the time for that. But it won't take long. But I'll be back and we'll start getting our toppings ready for our taco pie. All right, so our tacos are in the oven and our taco pie is in the oven, and now we're just going to get ready. I dressed up my taco pie just like I would if they were regular tacos. So lettuce, tomato, onions. Sometimes if I have green chilies, I'll use green chilies or jalapenos. It's just kind of whatever I happen to have on hand at the time. And if I remember to get the other stuff at the store. What? So I'm just going to dice up this onion. Yes, sorry. As y'all will see later. I think chicken noodle soup is tomorrow. Yes, you'll see this is not my strong suit. I'm just going to do a half of an onion because not everybody in our house likes onion. So it's a half is just fine of raw onion because there's only a couple of us that like it. So the other will be left to cook with or to use for another day. And then dice up some tomatoes. Sour cream, of course, is always a go-to for tacos. There's cheese already on it, so that's always a good thing. I mean, now if you like lots of cheese, I'm no judgments. Remember, nobody can see into your kitchen and how you fix it. So I'll just cut up these tomatoes. I like big chunky bites of tomato. So it's a cool thing about cooking. You know, when you bake, it's more of a science. You have to do it a certain way. And even if you change that up, it's going to change your end product, because it'll change the chemistry of what you're baking. And but with cooking, it's just, you know, what tastes good to you. Do you like a lot of garlic? Do you like a lot of pepper? Do you like no salt at all? I mean, you just kind of do it how it makes you happy. We do cheat on lettuce, though. We buy the shredded lettuce in the veggie section at the store. So that's all the prep that I have to do for my veggies, because everything else comes done for me. Now we just have to wait for the taco pie to be done. So I will be back when we are finished. All right, so that is done. Peyton, can you get the lettuce out of the refrigerator? Me. And sour cream for our sour cream people.
The heckle is everything.
I don't know. Sour cream is back there. There we go. And then maybe maybe in the other refrigerator. So with taco pie, we just, well, the spatula doesn't want to cut the dough, the crust. We take it, we doctor it how we want to. Like I said, I do mine just like I would a taco. You can see it. Oh, scissors where? And that is taco pie, guys. It's super yummy and it's super easy, and my kids really have always enjoyed it. And I like the sour cream in the squeeze tube because it makes things nice. So there you go. I hope that if y'all try this, your family likes it just as much as mine. Y'all have a great day.